There we go. Where even was I? Weird. Let's see. Cameras are always so brutal in this game, man. Main lift controls in the backstage office. Find the loading dock. Right. Finish. Wonder why this area is so dark. Oh yeah, my lights. My torch is out of battery. Uh, It's weird that this needs a level 4. So I guess Freddy has a level 4 then, because he opens that door. So what are the others? He needs 5. Five. Yeah, I'm just like messing about. I'm not really doing a lot. I'm mostly just messing about. Wow, I did not know that YouTube had emojis. But now I do, because I accidentally clicked them. I'm not doing a lot. I had the tattoo today and I feel kind of rough, but I just thought, I'm still hype and I can't be on social media, so I'll just run around in this game and help Wanted. Want to go have a final look at the Mimic stuff and Help Wanted too. Ah, Darcy, don't. Yeah. So that's the rehearsal area, and then that's the stage. They have a really huge, like, backstage area, including the green rooms. Right, I want to check out Wanted 2, so I'll do this again in a second. There we go. Right, let's see. I was like, don't boot in VR mode, and it's like, did you mean VR mode? I'm like, no. That's why I said don't boot in VR mode. it's too loud. Hate this opening bit. Why did they do this? Right, let's see. Darcy, go. Move. Please, sir. I request that you don't knock everything over, thank you. Let's see. Oh yeah. I wanted to check some stuff. Looking forward to tomorrow a lot. I'm like keen to play this game. I feel like we've been waiting for it forever at this point. I'm like, just give it to me. Yeah, let's see. Yes. I do like the Murray Co logo. I think the Murray Co logo is lit. I love how it's like a bowl. I think that was a really cool idea. Like whoever designed that, I'm like, good job. This is a confusing combination though, like why? I've been avoiding it. I don't like to watch other people play it. I like to go in blind and be like, oh my god, like get hype about stuff. Like I even watched I watched one of the gameplay ones that they released last night and I was like, fair enough. That's fun, you know, like some gameplay like and then they released another two and I was like, that's too much gameplay. So yeah, I'm just waiting. Me and Shock are going to play it together, and I like to have all our first reactions. I did a whole video today, like where I was talking about all the stuff that I thought and was excited about and whatever, and it turned out I've been streaming it to nobody, rather than recording it because I'm an idiot. So I think me and Shock are going to do a little video either today or tomorrow, just of us like day before. What do we think? What do we want? What do we expect? How did we think the marketing went? All that kind of stuff. Yeah, pretty much. Because I like to have that to look back on. Because once it comes out, I'll have all these new theories and whatever, and it's good to look back and say, right, so where were we at before? But yeah, right now I'm trying to go in blind, so I've been avoiding it. I know like Doco and stuff posted the like intro, but I'm just like, at that point I was like, switches off Blue Sky, switches off everything. I just want to see it for myself. And if there's like a chase and all that, I want all the stuff to be fresh. Because I still remember playing the start of Ruin fresh, and it was really good. Like, all the jump scares got me, all the little things falling over got me. It was just better. Again, like, we're gonna have to sit with this game for the next year, like, until the movie comes out, and go through it frame by frame by frame. I'm like, at this point, it's fine. Like, I can just wait until I can play it myself. I still wonder if this was supposed to be the release date. When the last time I checked, it said on Steam like 20 hours. Roughly was what it said. So that was a couple of hours ago. So I don't think they've announced an actual time. Sometimes they just drop it on us, and it's like, okay. But yeah, I'm guessing the release get delayed here because this was supposed to be like what? January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Oh wait, that's the American dates even. So it would have been like what? January, February, March, April. April 6th or something if you go by American dates. And I'm guessing it get delayed till June. That's my guess anyway, because the 25 feels like 2025. Because it's not any date really associated with the game that I can tell. But yeah, because we're on the like UK time zone, we'll have a whole day basically without it. So we'll just do our stupid video and stuff ahead of time. Maybe they'll be merciful and drop it early. They did last time with Chowder or whatever, like where they put it up for download early or whatever, but did they announce that? Biohazard. Hello, yeah, it's good to see you. Here's hoping. Like, here's hoping 6 p.m.'s okay, actually. 6 p.m.'s like, we've had our dinner, we're ready to go, and then we'll just stay up whatever time. I'm off anyway, like, I was off for yesterday, right through the whole next week, and then Monday I'm back at work, so I'll be sleep pattern. What is a sleep pattern? Which is nice. I can't remember numbers, I'm so bad at it. I have like dyscalculia, and even if I was like, right, 4, 6, 2, 5, I have to like repeat it over and over again so that I can like remember it or write it down. Right, let's see. Four, 6, 2, 5. My boy. Kidnapped in a van. Can't wait to see what happens with Mexus. Like, just tabs out of this because it's loud. Yeah, I do want to see... Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have been out of the franchise, I think. I feel like for this one, like, the marketing so far hasn't been ideal. We were going to talk about it in a little thing. Like, I think, like, they've got a lot of lessons they can take away for the marketing for this one. Not necessarily, like, bad. They did some great stuff. Like, I think the little videos that they did were great. Like, the little, like, clutch cargo style ones and sort of ones of the era, like, implying that the kids in the game, like David and stuff, I thought that was all great. Fantastic. Clearly took a lot of time, though, and a lot of, like, effort from the artists to do that, unless they outsourced it. But I think the problem was, like we were talking about, like, I think they focused really hard on getting buy-in from the YouTubers and influencers in the sphere, and they haven't really reached out to, like, the normies. And I'm concerned that, like, Markiplier's are going to play it and be like, who is this guy? You know, and not know what's happening, and everybody's just going to be like, what is this about? Why is FNAF so confusing now? It's not anything we recognise. Again, I've not seen the gameplay, so they might have an intro. We might get eased into it and a good explanation and all that stuff. That's fine. But I think right now, just the marketing wise, they haven't really given people like an in. Even seeing like someone posted Markiplier's Reddit, and he was like, someone was like, "Are you going to play this, Markiplier?" And Markiplier was like, "This is my first time hearing about this game." And in that regard, I'm a bit like, have they done enough outreach? Because a lot of people, it's just going to be like, game? What game? Because the social media was so sporadic as well. So I don't know. I'm sure if it's good, people will hear about it through various means, but I'm still a bit like, the marketing was so chaotic. And even the boxes that they sent to YouTubers, as far as I'm aware, like the influencer boxes, all had the same stuff in them, and I was like, you could kind of do a narrative framing where they're a little bit different so people will go and watch the other influencers. Because I feel like it turned out like everyone watched John FNAF's video because he was the first one to receive the box. And then after that, people were like, why would I go watch, like, I don't know, Game Theory Live open it or whoever else open it? Because it's just going to be the same stickers and whatever with a slightly different postcard. But yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff they could learn from it, and I think a lot of people are just like, what, a game? What's happening? Yeah, and Ruin was good. And again, like, I think Security Breach was really good once it got its patches, once it got fixed. Like, when it first came out, it was definitely ropey. And again, I'm one of its biggest fans, and I'm just like, day one for Security Breach, they had no high-res textures. Yeah, it was just, yeah, that's what, yeah, for sure. Like, I think, like, even the gameplay trailers was too much. Like, last night it was like, wow, here's a gameplay trailer, here's another gameplay trailer, and here's another gameplay trailer. And I'm like, it's like the day before the game release. Like, why are you doing it now? Yeah, it was just odd. And and rather than reading like hype, it read like, we aren't super confident in our product. And I'm like, you guys can be confident. Like, the animations look fantastic. It's got stuff to say. Scott's involved with it. Like, you know, like, just go with it. But I think, yeah, they just need someone who does social media, who can just do a social media account and be like, on there every day, or every couple of days, or every week, every month in the lead up to it, with something other than just sharing assets from the game, which was one of my big problems. Because I like to see the posters. I like to see the posters in the game and be like, wow. But I feel like I've seen a whole bunch of them because they were just kind of drip fed. It was a good idea with the little, like, forms they did. I think that was fun. The little interactive, like, how would you order a suit or whatever. But yeah, I think for this one, they're gonna feel it. And yeah, Ruin was good, but for me, I think Ruin was a little bit on rails. Like, one of my favourite things about Security Breach is I can wander around. And when I was watching DJ Sterf, so DJ Sterf does, he's like a super genius. And I think he does a lot of their testing and stuff. And what he was saying was for Ruin was that he raised a lot of bugs to Steel Wool and was like, right, someone could exploit in this corner and do a thing. And I think from what I heard, he said rather than fix the problem, they would wall off that corner. You know, like, we'll just wall it off so no one can do anything in that corner. And I think Ruin had that feeling to it where it was a little bit too safe in places and a little bit, like, you know what I mean? Like, it felt like it was very, like, on rails. You're going here to here, you don't touch anything, you interact with this thing, you move to the next place. You don't really wander around and stuff. So I think, obviously, they got burned with Security Breach and they kind of over-corrected for it. Which is fine, you know, totally fine. But for me, that's why Ruin doesn't have as much replayability. I can kind of run around it, but it's not the same feeling as running around the Pizzaplex. And that's what I really wanted. I wanted to see a ruined Pizzaplex that was still the scale of the original Pizzaplex, which obviously they wouldn't do for a free DLC, but I would have paid for it, you know what I mean? So yeah, but I think it was important to regain that kind of faith for the community. But yeah, I think they lost a little something along the way. The thing that's really sad for me is I want to play the new game in VR, like, so bad. Like, anybody that's ever played, like a Help Wanted or Help Wanted 2 in VR, like, when, like, DJ Music Man leans into your face, you lean back. And I think that's something that we're not gonna have in flat mode. And that's a shame. Because Jackie would have been terrifying in flat mode. Like that reaching forward hands coming past you. Like you'd be like flinches away for that, like as it came up beside you. And I think that's something that I would like to see. Yeah. I do hope like Nexus and stuff are in it though. I'm hoping we get Henry. I'm like, please God, we've had nothing from Henry. Like the last thing we heard about Henry was like a wall in Funko Fusion where it said Henry above event. And me and Shock were like, wow, it's Henry, his actual name. Because people are like, at this point, does he even exist? And that's just crazy. I like how ominous he is. The boy. Yeah, that's what I wanted to get screenshots of, actually. Where is it? Is this the location? I think it's mask mode. Yeah. Yeah, I think they know like that there's a desire for a security breach continuation. Like the characters that everyone knows are security breach characters for sure, and I think like again like they also missed the trick with Secret of the Mimic by not giving us the names of the characters. Like yes, the Mimic's gonna wear them or whatever, but who's the elephant? Does he have a name? I hope he has a name, but if he does have a name, why didn't we hear it? You know, is he Eddie? Is he whatever? You know, like, what's the hedgehoggy guy? Is he, I don't know, Sonic? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, there's a bunch of different characters, and we don't have that same engagement that we had with Monty Gator or Roxy Wolf. You know, like, we really knew those characters. Everybody went crazy for Vanny. They were like, Vanny, 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 Vanny. And now we're like, the spooky elephant guy in the corridor? I'm like, let us get hype about these characters. People want to get hype about them. But we just don't know who they are. And it's like, are they holding back on it so that it's the Mimic the whole time? Because I think it would have been fun to still have these characters as their own entity. The same way Spring Bonnie is an entity that isn't William. Yeah, but yeah, I think they will do a Security Breach sequel or something. They would be crazy not to. And they definitely look like they want to. Yeah, it could be that they've deleted it or it was in the the ever shifting mire of like social media. It's fine anyway. I think the best thing we have for it is just the approximate time on Steam, but I'll be checking it periodically, and I'm sure the minute it's available, the news networks will be like, download the game and play or whatever. Yeah, Vanny was a shame. I think the big problem with Vanny was like they had built this whole keep moving mechanic around Vanny where like if you stayed in an area too long she would pressure you to leave by showing up and coming for you, and it would keep the player in a kind of tense state, but for whatever reason they couldn't get that to work. And probably it's because of the big like continuity of the Pizzaplex where it's like all one place and it had crazy load times. But she does have that. She has a bar called like the Vanny meter in the game. That's an inactive thing, but you can see it in debug mode. And I assume the Vanny meter would have gradually filled. It does gradually fill, I think, if you turn it on when you're in an area, and then she would have showed up and chased you. So she would have been a kind of ever-present figure who chased Gregory as the kind of like boss of a zone. You know, like she would chase you at the lobby, she would chase you at the atrium. if you stuck around too long, and it could be crazy, like in like the part where you're avoiding the endos in the nursery, it'd be like chased by Vanny at the same time because you have to wait for them to do their patrols and whatever. But yeah, she got done dirty, and everybody still has like a real appetite for more Vanny content. They put it at the end of Help Wanted 2 in the most confusing way possible, and I'm just like, what? Giant Vanny? I'm like, okay, like we just wanted to see Vanny, please. I was so ready to be hyped for Vanny. Like I like Afton, but Vanny is up there. Like it's like Afton and Henry, and then Glamrock Freddy and Vanny are my like favorite characters. And Vanny, we got nothing. We got crumbs. Oh, right. Oh, that right. I think there are measurements in this zone. Yeah, that's what I wanted when I was talking about the mannequins. The ones that Edwin has. I was saying they use measurement mannequins in VR, and they even have them in like the game itself. And I thought that was interesting. Just the mannequins, because Steel Wool would be thinking about these guys, these little like measurement guys. It's funny, like they left all the debug code, or like all the debug labeling in this one. Like you can see like where they built it, they labeled everything. Like use this space for camera rooms, right hallway, left hallway. Yeah, I think that so I think Vanny is really complicated, right? I think Vanny is a situation like you know in the Silver Eyes we have the versions, we have like Charlie, we have like Elizabeth. Oh, and so I think Vanessa is Charlotte and Elizabeth. Don't ask me, right? There's some kind of I don't know the exact explanation, but there's hints of both of them in there. And at the end of the Silver Eyes, they end up kind of merged into one person, and it never really gets explained. And Vanny has elements, really strong elements of the puppet. Well, like again, like she plays like music box noises when you get close to her. She has like the look of the puppet with a big mouth and whatever. But obviously there are similarities between the Elizabeth part and when she talks about Bill, her father, and whatever. So I think there's elements of both characters in Vanessa, but I could not tell you the exact thing. I think maybe she's like a reversal of the book version where it's Elizabeth and Charlotte in Charlotte's body. I think maybe it's Charlotte and Elizabeth in Elizabeth's body. Again, Scott Cawthon, I could not tell you. This is just my gut instincts from all the stuff we've read and whatever. Who knows? I'm excited to see. You know, like anything. I'm like, I'm game for whatever. I'm like, yeah, let me see whatever. But yeah, I do think that there are elements of both characters involved because we see little fragments of both, and like what, like again, like even like Cassie's like, why is she here? You know, like about the plush babies and stuff. Like we're constantly reminded of Elizabeth. We have Baby in this game where she offers you ice cream. And then when we see Baby in actual posters in this game, her ice cream has 2 scoops. You know, and it's like weird because she kind of talks about souls and it's like 2 scoops, 2 souls. I don't know. I could never have guessed the twist in the Silver Eyes in the first place. So I'm like, I definitely probably can't guess the twist here. But yeah, you can see all the little bits. Like, they've put a big board over this bit. So you can only really see it backwards. But it is just the same, like, right closet. Yeah, characters with... Yeah, unique requirements, bonnet. I just think it's fun that this is all here. Hello, void creature. I'm just rambling, honestly. I'm just hype. Lots of hype and nowhere for it to go. And Shock's asleep, so I'm like, I can't ramble at my wife, so I will just ramble into the void, is my way of thinking of it. This game's pretty interesting. Like, they did it a lot cleaner, for sure. Like, Help Wanted 2 is cleaner in every way. Like, if you ever look at the file structure in this game, they actually put things in the right folders, which is nice. Let me see. View mode. I want view mode lit. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's interesting. I didn't realise that stayed there. So weird. But yeah, it's handy because I've got a thing where I can like pause the game to go get screenshots. But it means you can pause the game like even when it's in the middle of the mini game. Yeah. There's Ballora. I'm just gonna let her kill me because I want to see. Wow, it makes my controller vibrate. I'm just jumping around. I've been in Help Wanted 2. I was playing Security Breach for a bit. I'm just kind of messing about with whatever I feel like. Darcy, can you move, please? I've got cat butt. Here, move. No, you're not made of glass, sir. No, go do something else. What? I like the little vacation helpy. Oh yeah, there's Tiger. Tiger was weird. Like, I wish they had put an actual Tiger plushie. This is like the actual suit from the game that they like scaled down. Him having meat in him is so funny. Yeah, like look at the meat. No, it's terrible. It looks like a butthole. And yeah, my cat was in my road. Let's see Jackie. Oh yeah, that was really good. Like again, like that's such a photogenic like game, that one. Like the Nightmare ones just look great. The Halloween one, because it's all in black and white, it just looks fantastic. And when you have it at like full res, like force it to even larger res, everything scales up really well. This game plays a lot better than Security Breach. Like, if I had Security Breach the size of this monitor, I wouldn't be able to run my avatar, I wouldn't be able to stream or anything. I think like, weirdly, they kind of gave away a kind of key point of the game. Like, as far as I'm aware, that scene we see of, like, Tiger where it's, like, slumped in a chair like this or whatever, I think that's going to be, like, a reveal that someone's stuffed in the suit. You know, like the Tiger one actually has someone in it, like a person or something. But I think someone just ported it over and forgot to take out the like meat textures. So I don't know. Maybe they've changed it. Maybe it's, I don't know. It's just funny. Security Breach is a horrendously optimized game, but I find it really fun. Like, no other game I've ever played or will play will like make my computer like groan just from like loading like the basic map or whatever. It just loads everything. It loads everything. It loads half the Pizzaplex. You can be in the bottom half of the Pizzaplex and it will load like, I don't know, a good 60% of the rest of the Pizzaplex. And it was worse on day one. The day one version's my favourite because all the AI's broke, the textures are crazy, and like, yeah, it loads everything. That was the ones where you could like if you like where like Astral Spliff was using the thing where like you could sneak in and the map would load so slowly that you could like break it and get Gigamonty and all that. Like, right, let's see. I want to see Jackie. I forgot you got a Vanny. Ah, poor Vanny. Why is she looking up here? Yeah, oh my god. And I have like, and as far as like security breach, I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 installs. Like, they take up most of my fucking hard drives. Like, it's enormous. And the day one, yeah, is 80, and then they trimmed it down later. I'm just like, oh. Like, I have like an external drive that is just security breach installs because it's like so big. I always think of that. You know that meme, the one where it's like the guys and it's like Western game dev was here. I'm like, it's definitely that meme. Yeah. Scrap Baby is cool. She's just a cool design. Oh yeah, I forgot the Grimmick was in this. It's called Grimmick in the files, this version of the Mimic, because it's trying to look like Gregory. It's not doing a very good job of it, but to be fair, it didn't have a lot of materials to work with. If I was Gregory, I'd be a little bit insulted, like, dude, I know you tried, but it's not very good. Like, this is not the most ideal human costume I've ever seen. It was like authentic, like internal organs. I'm like, dude, you didn't need to put the intestines in it, but I guess that it makes it more authentic. Yeah, and you have this weird bit here. It's so fun, like this design. I really like the Mimic. Like, I do like. There's loads of people that are always like, "Oh, you hate the Mimic, don't you?" I'm like, no, I love the Mimic. I just don't like the version of the Mimic where they diminish everything about who he is as a character by saying he's like William Afton light. I'm like, no, we have a William Afton at home. We don't need a knockoff. Like, let him be his own guy. Like, I can't wait to hear more about the Mimic, honestly. I'm like, tell me why you're so mad. And I was even talking, like, earlier on, like, I think for the Mimic, like, in the Mimic story, like, Edwin the whole time is kind of like, I'm upset about my kid. I'm upset about having to look after my kid. I love my kid so much, but I want to work. And he keeps distracting me and he keeps taking me away from it. And there's a kind of, like, subtle kind of resentment towards his kid that he doesn't act upon or outwardly manifest. And there's a bunch of stories in the Frights and stuff where, like, Fetch, for instance, is the most common one, and it's basically where a kid wants things to happen, like people are bad. He's like, I want that bad person to go away. But he doesn't say that. Darcy, move. Stop trying to look at the Mimic. Right. And he doesn't say that directly, but then Fetch does it. So Fetch will kill people. And I think maybe that's the energy that went into the Mimic, was that this is in my way, can you get rid of it kind of feeling. And I think maybe the Mimic was what killed David. Because in the book, they play with the ball over and over, like that's their main game, is Mimic and David. And then David runs in front of traffic chasing a ball, and it's kind of left ambiguous, like, did the Mimic throw the ball? And I think that means that the Mimic took Edwin's feelings of, this kid is driving me crazy, I can't get any work done because of the kid. Also the kid, like David was responsible for his wife dying in childbirth. not the kid's fault, but does he resent the kid for that psychologically? And I think that's what the Mimic is kind of built upon, is that feeling of I want rid of people and things, and reacts to people's desires in some ways the way Fetch did. And I think maybe that he killed David because Edwin kind of wanted David gone. And I think when Edwin realizes that, that's when he smashes up the Mimic. Like, he's like, he sees himself in the Mimic and flips out. But I don't know. I could be completely wrong, but again, that's just the feeling I got for that story, and I'm really interested to see what the Mimic represents. Is it AI? Is there a soul involved? Is it something new? You know, sure, I'm like, tell me a story. I love stories. So I'm interested to see them. I just don't like it when people make up their own stories. I'm like, I'm here for like Scott's stories. I don't mind if people make up headcanons and stuff again, don't get me wrong, but it's when they really, really attack people who have their own ideas that I'm just like, oh, I'm so tired. I'm so old and I'm so tired. I did my time at school. I don't want online schoolyard. I like Jackalmoon. We get like no Jackalmoon, but he's great. What a great design. He's such like Tim Burton vibes without the like creepy. Like Tim Burton. He's just a great design. He reads really well. Jackie's a fun design, but also there's elements of her design where I'm like, does she line up with the other things Muddy made? But, you know. Yeah, Harvest Moon's fun. I've heard that for him. Yeah, because people think maybe it was to do with Fall Fest. She reminds me of, like, Punch. Like, in the UK, there's a thing called Punch and Judy. And it's like an old puppet show that you used to get at, like, the seaside. You know, like, it would just be like kids would watch it. Really inappropriate now. Like, did not age well. You know, like, Punch, like, hits Judy with, like, a stick. You know, but it's really cartoony slapstick violence. But they always do Punch in that traditional, like, jester style, and with that kind of almost muzzle that Jackie has, and that's what Jackie puts me in mind of, is that face shape. Like, you can tell that it was kind of inspired by it. I wonder how much Jackie will actually see. You know what I mean? Like, if the Mimic's going to be wearing a whole bunch of costumes, like the mushroom and stuff, like, are we just going to see her in the intro and then she goes away forever? Like, they've really, really focused on this character. Yeah, the sister location stuff is weird to me. Like, I always assumed William was involved in sister location. But it feels kind of, like, oddly implemented in Jackie. You know, like, functionally, like, her faceplates should open, but they don't go all the way through properly. Like, she's got a speaker in her mouth, so they can't really open. Like, does she have a seam in the middle of her tongue? No. So she can't open her lip plates, if that makes sense. So it's like a weird, like, as if William took this, maybe this tech, you know, this, like, faceplate tech, and then made it messed up in his own way, like, when he stole it. Because there's no way she could open her faceplates the same way the animatronics can in Sister Location. She just doesn't really have the hinges, and, like, there isn't, like, seams running all the way through everything. So maybe it's something that William stole? Yeah, and that's my problem with the other suits. Like, I'm like, I wish we could have had, like, I don't know, like, give them branding, like, build them up, tell us who they are. You know, like, I want to know who these guys are. Even if we only see them for a little bit. I want to be like, oh no, it's whatever, the elephant, he's gone. He's been discarded. Jackie's a great design though, and really genius for the VR. Like the hands and stuff is just amazing for VR. It's just a shame that they won't have it at the outset. Does she have a uvula? Ah, she does. I never noticed that before. Look. That's fun. Yeah, I don't want another Vanny either. Like, I'm like, I still want more Vanny. She's pretty big, considering. I was like, how much of her is there? But I guess she only goes into the box. Again, like, there's just... I think the thing is, again, like I was saying about the Charlotte and Elizabeth stuff. Like, we have the box, like, the puppet. But we have, like, the red hair, like, Circus Baby. Like, even Jackie feels like a combination of those two characters. You know, like, where you've got the long, reaching arms, like the puppet. But it looks like Circus Baby. So again, I'm just like, it could just be like they're taking inspiration from both places, but I'm just like, it feels like there's a subliminal something going on. I'm like, ah. I'm dreading the puzzles though. I'm really bad at puzzles. Like, I am a dumbass. Like, I'll admit it. I'm like, when it comes to puzzles, like, I get faced with like, it's like, put these things in order or something, and I'm just like, I don't wanna. Which one is it? Oh, the rebirth. Mystic Hippo was a bit of a nothing burger, wasn't she? Yeah. Yeah, the music, well, yeah, like when that first trailer was like really big puppet vibes, like, and it's like, did they steal the design of that character and utilize it? Wow, it's raining really heavily outside. Let's see, view mode lit, and this. I don't think they'll retcon anything. I think, again, like, so me and Shock are in the really crazy theory land, like, we're just in the crazy land. I think it's VR. I think all of this is VR. Because even the, like, security breach thing where they were, like, one Pizzaplex, 2 games or whatever. And I was thinking to myself, like, why is Helpy here? And I'm like, Helpy could be like an external force, something to do with like, and that's why he appears and guides us in all the games. Like in Help Wanted 1 where he's there like pointing at the button and stuff. There's just a whole bunch of stuff. In this game, I think we play as William, personally. Because it's called Thumper as its code name, you know, like quarters. Yeah. Oh no. My face tracking, my battery's running out of my phone. That's the one downside to using your mobile phone for this stuff. I think we play as William in this game. I think this is... There's a couple of mini games that have, like, this is made for you and stuff like that. I'll show you this one. Also, William is potentially in the sinkhole if he's burn trap. Yes. This one's the one that I find interesting. Office Puppet Master. This custom night is just for you. Which, yeah, like William had the ultimate custom night and stuff. And this one is the one where we get chased by Ballora and stuff like that. Yeah, and all of these characters are all characters that William would know about. Like, see, like Circus Baby, who would like to play a game. Like, it's William's fault that she got killed, you know, like his daughter. There's just a couple of things. Um, I mean, I got this model myself, so you don't. Unless you pay for it yourself or whatever. Like, I've got a bunch of models, I've got Mexus and stuff. Yeah, for Secret of the Mimic, I have no idea who it could be. I was like, it would be so cool though, wouldn't it? Like, Henry or William being the one to come crash Murray's party, like, like, because canonically, we know that Fazbear had like a forced buyout of Edwin's um, company. Again, like the books, I don't think the books and games are 1-to-1. They might change that completely. Scott provided them for like a thing for them to use. But yeah. No, I think as well, I think Bumtrap was supposed to be like almost like Golden Freddy. I think he was meant to be like a character that was there and was meant to be kind of present in Security Breach as a sort of figure who's involved. But I don't think he was meant to be like appears at the end the way he did. I think he was meant to be like a thing. In the stories, I don't even know if they were competitors. I think he was like a contractor that worked for Fazbear Entertainment. And then so basically the timeline in the stories as far as we know, in the storyteller Edwin says, I was 24 when my company was wildly successful. And that was 40 years ago. So in the storyteller, he's like 60 something. I can't do maths, but you get the idea. And he mentions that he ran away and went somewhere else in the world for 30 years, and that he ran out of money, and that's the only reason why he comes back in the storyteller. So something happened like 30 years before that traumatized him. And at that point, Fazbear bought out his company. And it's only 30 years later that he came back and said, right, you guys owe me a bunch of money for all this buyout of my part of the company. And one of the terms was of the buyout was that they couldn't fire him and they would have to pay him. Yeah, so I think they worked with him and then sort of grew themselves and just kind of corporate hostile takeover stuff. Because they wanted his tech. Yeah, and that's partially why, like for me in Shock, it's not a big deal. Like, we have that 1972 puppet, like the other puppet, mannequin, which means that the game, if you counted from that date, like say like this was when Murray was popular or whatever, and you counted out the years from that date, 40 years, it only takes you to the 2010s or something like that. And a lot of people were like, no, the storyteller takes place in 2030. I don't think it did. I think it's 2019 or something. I think it's probably around when the game released. I don't know. But it broke a lot of people's timelines. But I'm not trying to fit them all in the same timeline. Like, I don't think the games and books are like 1-1. I think this is potentially like a VR simulation that's very fluid and malleable as well. I think Scott gave them that as an excuse and a reason for things to be a bit more flexible. But yeah, so that's where that kind of puts it in the timeline, and I think for a lot of people that was quite distressing because they had calculated everything off of like the 2030 Security Breach. Because, I don't know, yeah, I'm not sure where that number came from. I'm sure it came from a logical place in people's minds, but now it challenges it. I'm sure there'll be even more crazy challenges. Like, already we have that poster from Secret of the Mimic where it's the band, like Chica, Bonnie, and Freddie, and it says coming soon. And it's like, did Murray make the band? Who did anybody make? But also there's the possibility that Secret of the Mimic is a propaganda game made by Fazbear to hide things. There's a whole bunch of stuff. And yeah, I didn't, I watched the first one for the gameplay videos, and then I said to Shock, there's 2 more when we woke up, and we were like, we're gonna see the game anyway. So I've not watched the nurse one, and I've not watched the other one. I've watched the Jackie one, the Jackie chase sequence, but I feel like we got most of that in the trailer already. The animations are fab, but yeah, I've not watched anything else because I'm like, there's only gonna be so much game. I don't want to spoil it. I don't even watch trailers for movies I like because I'm like half the time now they're like, once upon a time there was a boy and this happened and then he met his friend and then this was the twist and then they beat the villain and watch this next month when it comes in theaters and I'm like, huh? I'm like, I've already seen it at this point. So I just didn't watch them just now, so that I can go in blind. But yeah, I'm definitely like, I like to have like a record of all the crazy things I thought beforehand and then I can compare it to what actually happened. Also, there being a Princess Quest 4 in this game is real interesting. Thanks. Yeah, I don't like having my face on anything. I'm like, oh, I would melt if I had to use my face. So I've got a couple of like avatars that I use for things. I've got Cthulhu's, my like Glamrock character. I've got Mexus that I use for like my RP account type stuff, and then I got this guy just for when I'm playing Security Breach stuff and I feel like it. I really loved the Princess Quest stuff that they did in this game. You know, like, well, you could go in and play Princess Quest because again, it blurred that line between the arcades and the game itself, which again, like to me, implies some kind of AR, VR type thing because you can literally go into a game in the game. There's just a bunch of weird stuff that I'm like, hmm. Hi, Darcy. Are you sitting licking yourself, making weird noises on the mic? Hmm? Yeah. He's mostly telling me to go to bed because he thinks I've got work tomorrow, but I do not. And the cat police get no say. I really like the environments in Help Wanted as well. And I think that the problem is, like, this is what they'll have done in Secret of the Mimic. Really designed it for VR immersion. And the problem with that is, like they said on the interview, like, you designed small for VR. So I'm concerned that the map will be very small in Secret of the Mimic. And will feel small. But we'll see. But yeah, I'm quite happy about it anyway. I want to see what happens and everything, and I'm excited. Yeah, the different games that we have in this are interesting. Scrap Baby. Us tormenting Helpy as well is kind of funny if it's William. Let me see. Let me see Help Wanted itself. I'm in Scotland and it's normally cold, but it's kind of awful and stuffy tonight. Like, it's not warm by like anybody's standards, but it is kind of by mine. Yeah, like it's like 60, 70 here. But that's still too hot for me in my room. Especially because my rig sits like next to me on this side and it gets so fucking hot when I play these games. Especially Security Breach. Like Security Breach I can't play in summertime because the room gets too hot. It just toasts me alive. I'm like, I don't want to play VR mode. This is like when I boot up Help Wanted, it's like, do you want to play VR? I'm like, no. And then it's like, okay, no headset detected. And I'm like, oh my god. Right, let's see. Where are we? Do, do, do. Yeah, no, they are. Like, the room I'm in has, like, 3 south-facing windows, and it's, like, triple glazed, and there's, like, this much space that the air can come through, and there's no airflow, and there's no AC, and everything's carpeted, and it's good for the winter, but it's terrible for when it's even slightly warm out. I'm just like, oh. I look forward to when it cools down, but I also don't because then it rains every day for the rest of my life. Right, let's see. Game capture. Please pick up this window. There. No, it's over me. There. This game was great. Like, this was such a good game. I can see why Scott played, like, Help Wanted and was like, wow, I want more of this. Let's see, can I set it to a bigger resolution? I think that's gonna lag like crazy. No. Yeah, where I live, like in Glasgow, it's like, I think we get about like 250 days a year of rain. So, like, if you really, really like rain, this is the best place ever. If you can't be bothered with rain, it's kind of shit. I like it, but I don't like the rain. Yeah, and also this plushie, like, what's interesting about this plushie is, like, we have this at the end of this game. Why does Old Man Consequences have it at the end of Help Wanted 2? Are we Henry in this game? What the hell's happening in this game? Weirdly, like, I think I have really bad anxiety, so horror games, like, I feel nothing. I feel dead inside. When I'm playing these games, I'm like, oh, it's a jump scare. I'm like, doesn't really get scared. But my wife, like, she can't play this game with the headset on. Like, she almost broke my headset one time because she was playing it, and she put it on, and then accidentally, like, went into the office in one of the games, and yeah, she was like, take off, take off, take off, take off, take off, and like nearly ripped it off, and I was just like, okay. But yeah, so she finds VR really scary. She can watch horror movies and stuff, but VR is just so creepy. Even I find times in VR where I'm like, oh god. Like, I think it's probably the scariest thing you can do. Like, everybody I've ever met that's never tried it, I'm always like, you need to try it at least once because it is so creepy. Even if it's a pain in the bum, you actually, like, play it. Every time I load this screen, I'm always like, give me the rare, like, sky. Because you can get a red sky, like FNAF 4 on this pot. You can get a green sky, and then there's a red sky, and there's another colour of sky you can get here. Oh, look. This part's such good, like, screenshot fodder. And then, like, William's house on the hill or whatever in the distance. Honestly, like, yeah, VR is, like, it's one of those things where I had never really understood how immersive it could be. But also, like, it's not for everybody. Like, some people get, like, really motion sick with VR. Like, I was really fortunate. Like, I get motion sick in cars, but I don't get motion sick in VR. I'm always really unlucky with the red sky, man. I get it, like, once, like, in a blue moon. Like, I had to, like, when I wanted the screenshots of it, I had to reload this map probably a good 40 or 50 times. I'm so cussed when it comes to getting that, like, Easter egg. But yeah, at least it's not like Shadow Bonnie or something. Can he spawn on the hill? I didn't know Glitch Trap could spawn in this hill. I'd never heard of that Easter egg. That's cool. I like the bats. Yeah, and the like purple lighting inside the barn. I have to play everything so weird right now. I can't let my wrists like touch the. Like I got Springlock scar tattoos today, and I can't let my wrists touch my table. Yeah, VR it's a lot. It's quite intense, honestly. I think FNAF 4 is probably one of the scariest. I think for me, Sister Location is scary because of the pressure on it. Like, you know, like we have to do things under a time pressure. I don't like that. But 4 is perfect jump scare material where you're like has to listen really carefully, and then when you're tuned in and listening, like it jumps out on you. Like that's a nightmare combination. Let's see. This minigame, I like the design of it, but holy crap, it makes me so motion sick when I play the game, like in VR. That's really cool. I want to try that. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Let's see. Let's try it just now. X level. There's the lever, and then hit the button, flip the lever again, and then look at the car. And the car is over here. Let's see. What button? This one? And then this one? No. Let's see. Which button is it? Is there a secret button on this as well? Is there a button on this? No. Because I'm sure that will just take me out. Alright, can you actually see the side of the computer button in this stupid flat mode? Oh yeah, see those like weird lighting? There should be a way to do it, like... Yeah, I see it there. But that's very cool, I didn't know about that. If I need to, I can get a screenshot of it on VR mode at some point. I don't know why this is broke. Oh, I see. Yeah, you're correct. Let me see. There we go. And then it's like that, and then it's like... Oh yeah! That's cool. Here, let me see if I can, like, pause it as well. Because that'd be a cool screenshot as well. Let's see. That's really cool. Right, let's see. Back to this. Oh yeah, I see him. Hold on, let's pause it. Let's go see him. Oh my god, that is so cool. I'm like, thanks. Thanks for this. This is great. You learn something new every day. Let's see. And I'll show you, like... that boy. That's even cooler, like... I think that's like William's house, and seeing him like dancing in the forest, like outside it, I'm like, yes. That's so cool. Yeah. No, thanks. That's very cool. And even like the way the light changes and stuff. No, he's actually like, it's his 3D model from his like dance at the end of the game. They're like do 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 do. Yeah, I would never have noticed that in a million years. My face tracking has given up. It's like, I'm at 10% battery, let me die. Yeah, I might take a break. I'm probably going to try and draw a little bit. I can't, like... I'm like, holds up my wrist as if you guys can actually see, like, how bruised they are. But, like, yeah, it's the worst. I made a dumb decision of getting, like, wrist tattoos on both wrists the day before I need to play a game. But I think I can play Secret of the Mimic on controller anyway, so it should be fine. But yeah, I'm like, thanks for hanging out, guys. I didn't know anybody would be around. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna go get a sandwich and then draw some. Um, but yeah, like I can't wait till tomorrow. And I'll definitely be like spamming all of Blue Sky the whole day. So everybody have a nice night, and we'll have chaos in the morning probably whenever everything happens. And yeah, thanks for hanging out, Biohazard, as well. I appreciate it. And yeah, thanks for this. This is cool shit. I'm gonna show Shock this, and she'll be like, "Wow." But yeah, catch you later. Have a nice night.